B-Row Boxing. We're here with boxing historian Spencer Fearon. Spencer, how's it going, bro?
No, it's going great, man. How you doing, brother?
Not too bad, thank you. All right, James Degale, May 23rd, Boston, Premier Boxing Champions, Andre Dirrell. Give us a bit of information, what you reckon?
I can see James Degale doing James Degale, boxing, giving him angles. Because if you look at Andre Dirrell for a southpaw, he likes to be stationary. Even though he's got good movement, he likes to be stationary to pop his shots. Wrong type of thing for James Degale, because James Degale can hit you with that straight left-hand power shot and then slide off over to his right, come back with his right hook, then straight back down the middle, and then keep on popping off with his shots. So I can see James Degale winning this fight. He's a person that can negate the jab the best, and I would suggest that James Degale would try to jab for the chest of Dirrell, because Dirrell still got good head movement, because he likes to jerk his head back and he likes to do the pull count. So as he pulls back, he'll come back with his shot, his power shot. So I would say to James to get his range, so target the body by throwing the shots to the body, and then throwing little ups, then moving side to side, pivoting. And then he could negate most things that comes back at him because he comes out of the firing range.
Now, in terms of, we've got two southpaws in the ring. This is quite a rarity in terms of, like, for the UK fans who don't really watch boxing, for them to tune in and watch this fight. We don't really get a lot of this sort of action. Andre Dirrell, his brother just lost his championship last week to Badou Jack. Badou Jack was the underdog in most people's eyes. Do you feel like there's more pressure on Andre now to keep his championship because his brother just lost his?
I think there'll be pressure on him anyway, to remember the fact that his brother became a world champion before he did, and like. So I think that would be on his mind to think, well, you know what, I lost in the Super 6. He won in the Super 6, but he came out via injury. So he's thinking, oh boy, you know what, I failed against Carl Froch when he came over to Nottingham, and that's why he's not so eager to come back over to this country. But you know, I would say the pressure's on himself, not because my brother was away. I think him and his brother are very tight, so I think they're competitive to the thing. But I don't think, my brother became a world champion, because at the end of the day, your brother became a world champion and he lost it on his first defense. So you know.
Now, going back to his brother, he's lost the champion to Badou Jack. Now you've got Badou Jack and George Groves on the horizon. These two are arch nemesis, George Groves and James Degale. Do you think that, obviously not overlooking Andre Dirrell, let's say hypothetically speaking he beats him and George Groves wins the WBC championship, we've got a major unification bout, part 2, George Groves, James Degale. How would you see that fight going if they were to meet again now?
Well, alright, we're speaking hypothetically right now. Well, forget about all that. If there's a fight right now and we had a fit George Groves and we had a fit James Degale right now at this moment here, then James Degale will win the fight. And that's no disrespect to George Groves. I don't want all George Groves beating, banding fans, the St. George people, them trying to run me down. I'm getting tired of it now. Right, I'm just being real. James Degale would beat you, and it would beat you quite convincingly, quite comfortably.
It's a very different fight from 4 years ago in terms of the way they both progress now.
Well, it's not that. It's like at the time when they fought, then he was with Adam Booth. Adam was very clever in saying, like, well, if I haven't got a guy who's an hellacious puncher like David Haye, right, who can just bang you out, I'm gonna steal rounds. And that's what he did. He stole rounds, and they fought a very, very smart game plan. It was still a very, very close decision, and it could have gone either way. And unfortunately, it went against James. So you know, such is life, man.
So in terms of prediction for this fight, how do you see it going, and what round do you think that, if he was to stop him, do you think there's a round, or do you think it's just more of a 12-round fight, this fight? Well,
I think you have to look, right, we're in Harlesden now, and like within this vicinity, Harlesden is this, where was it, Stonebridge Boxing Club, and within this area it has produced two guys that's won Olympic gold medals. One in Audley Harrison, who done it in 2000, and James Degale, who done it in 2008. That one in itself is incredible, this area. Okay, then we have to look at history, and history is telling us this now. It's been 31 years since the IBF title of the super middleweight division has been formed, right? That was the first. Then the WBA followed, then Sugar Ray Leonard, what was that? That was in 19... So it's not my fault, but I like to say, right? 1988, December 1988, when Sugar Ray Leonard fought Donald Lond for the WBC super middleweight and light heavyweight title. That's when that was formed, right? So within that lineage, James Degale is now fighting for the lineage title, the first ever title of that weight division. So there's got to be something something to the polarities of the universe, or something's got to be to say that it's slightly favouring James Degale to win this fight. And not only just because I think, well, all of this jam. No, not only that, but the fact that James Degale is, I would say, the better prepared fighter. Now that he's away from being injured, he's fixed his injury. He can put weight on the front right leg. You know what I mean? So he can pivot off to throw the right hook and come back with that straight left hand, which is his power shot. But then he can also switch it up and box orthodox. So when he's jabbing now, that left hand jab is like the power shot. So you'd have to favour somebody of James Degale's ability against a man who's more stationary, more targeted, and I would believe less hungry. Round 8, James Degale.
So you got a stoppage in the books here from your prediction. Now I want to touch on something that we've just had this weekend, biggest fight of the century,
okay.
Mayweather Pacquiao. You did have your little your back and forth with Johnny Nelson. He's gonna slap you on your bald head here. You say.
Now, you know what, I can't. Let me tell you this. Like me and Johnny go back and forth, but it's the respect that I really do have for Johnny Nelson, because like all the guys. You know what? It's I say loads of times, like I write quotes and that, but you know what I mean, like your passion be your paycheck, and I'm so grateful to be speaking boxing, and that's become my paycheck, well, part of my paycheck, because you know what I mean, I'm also the head of sports for Disciple Media. But it's like it is a fantastic time for boxing. Mayweather and Pacquiao did not live up. It was a bit lackluster. Okay, what do you expect from Mayweather? Whenever you see Mayweather being in a kind of Hagler-Hearns kind of fight, never ever. Do you understand? Mayweather will box you smart. Every second word that Mayweather uses in any interview is, "Oh, you gotta be smart. You gotta be smart." So his whole makeup, his whole philosophy, or way of life is just to be smart. So don't look on Mayweather and be upset by anything that Floyd Mayweather done. Right? The onus was on Manny Pacquiao. Right, Manny Pacquiao, and because people despise Mayweather so much, they get fooled. And all Mayweather's doing is like, "Oh, then I'm going to take your hatred for me, and I'm going to turn it into pound notes. I'm going to turn it into dollars." And he's done that. So, you know, he should be commended for that. That's smart business, because you got to be smart, right? You got to be smart, right? So, and that's what he's done. It wasn't an anticlimax. It's got people talking about boxing, and we're not talking about boxing for the wrong reason. We're saying, "Oh, well, it was a boring fight." But listen, if that's the case, people tuned in. It sold fantastically well. Right, fantastically well, amazingly well, and we've got more to come. We've got more big fights coming up, which will pan out more differently, because we're going to have two more. We're going to have 2 aggressive fighters. Trust me, Sky are doing Kevin Mitchell versus Jorge Linares. Please tune into that fight. Do you know what I mean? Because Jorge Linares ain't no muppet. You know what I mean? He's been through the weights, free weight world champion, right? A very, very good fighter. Kevin Mitchell now has been rejuvenated and rebirthed now under the tutelage of Tony Sims. That is going to be an excellent fight. I'm salivating thinking about that fight. I'm also salivating thinking about. Who else we got? No, I'm not really salivating about that fight. I'm being real. I'm not salivating about that fight. It will be a good fight. A lot of people writing off Frankie Gavin like he's going to be a walkover. It won't be a walkover, because Frankie Gavin is an awkward southpaw, and I think he needed a firecracker up behind to think, right, I'm fighting Kell Brook. And I think I'm going to get Brock up in this fight, and I think, yeah, and maybe Kell Brook could take this fight lightly, but Kell Brook wants them big Furman fights, and I mean Marquez are talking about, or Pacquiao, Kell Brook, Pacquiao, Amir Khan. If they're calling your name in that, right, then you're going to have to go perform, and you're going to have to put in a performance worthy of that. But no. Granovich Selby, that is a very, very good fight, right? Very good fight. It's a trade fight. That's a world title fight. It's an excellent fight. So I'm just hyped to sit down and say, yeah, I'm gonna go sit down and watch those fights, man.
Thank you for speaking to Bureau Boxing, Spencer. I appreciate it. Yeah.
No,
cheers,
man,
bro.
keep up your work, man. I see every day you're tweeting out things, you're retweeting, and you're on this thing. You keep on doing it, because it's man like you. It's man like you that's going to get the casual fan to become the smart fan. All right, so keep on doing your thing, man. I'm Spencer, the Knowledge Fearon, and you're watching Be Real Boxing. You got that?